What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, we're going to talk about whether or not Bitcoin last trade 92,650, along with the Qs at 605 are about to crash heading into Christmas. And if not, is right now the time to be buying both? All that and more coming right up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, God bless each and every one of you. I hope you had a fantastic motherfucking weekend. Your football team did well. Tonight, I get to watch my Dallas Cowboys roll into Vegas and hopefully get a win after the Fly Eagle Fly motherfuckers squeaked another one out. There's no offense there, right? Why aren't they letting Jalen Hurts run? I mean, they've taken away his legs. That offense has got nothing. One of the best quarterbacks on the ground. If the Eagles ever figure that out, watch out. They'll be in the Super Bowl again. But I want to see you, along with yours truly, in Vegas this coming summer. Our first annual event pinned in the top comment. Buy 1 month, get one free. In other words, you show me that you're real and I'll do the same. We are 49-0 since August 1st. 308 wins and only 19 losses going all the way back to September of 23. In other words, if you'd have followed me in and out of all those wins and losses, you'd be up 17x on your motherfucking money. 5x in the last 3.5 months alone. But human nature, especially with men, most of whom are weak as it is, you're hiding under the desk. Sign-up rates are non-existent. Engagement, minimal at best. Now, in large part because most people trust me implicitly, but there's tons of people out there, again, mostly men, that just can't stand to see any red on the screen. And as I've said 1,000 times, red, not green, red will make you rich. Right now, whether it's Bitcoin at 92 and change, and I'll explain why it's most likely going to bottom tomorrow and or Wednesday, or small cap stocks. I could think of 2 or 3 in particular right now. One that starts with B as in boy, another biotech that starts with S as in Sam that I'd be buying, because the other 5 stocks that we currently own are doing just fine and outside of the buy zone. Folks, you need to get away from the Debbie Downers, the doom and gloomers. They may be in your own family or backyard. Flying cars and trips to fucking Mars. I started saying that in 2017. Since then, the Nasdaq's up more than 500%. And by the time this secular bull is over in 2035, based in large part by demographics, when the millennials and Gen Z start to retire, we're going up another 5, 6, 700%. But it won't be without correction. It won't be without fake bear markets like we saw in April during the trade war. Any and all pullbacks for the next several years must be bought. Now is not the time to be hiding under the fucking desk. And the best part about the Discord, in case you didn't hear me, 17 times on your money in the last 2.5 years, 49-0 in the last 3.5 months, is I do all the work. Right here. I do all the work so you don't have to. I literally text you in real time. I'm buying this. I give you the limit. I'm selling that. You can't fuck it up. If you're willing to follow my lead, you can take a punch and you can get along with other people. Hit that comment below when this video is over. Let's party in Vegas like it's 99 next summer, and let's make a fucking shit ton of money in the meantime. So with respect to Bitcoin, what do? On Saturday, we had the infamous death cross. That's when the 50-day moving average goes over top of the blue 200-day moving average. Most of you dumb retail idiots think that's negative. Wrong. As I pointed out in the Discord over the weekend, every single time that Bitcoin has had a death cross in the last 10 years, every single time, it typically bottoms 4 or 5 days after. So it happened on Saturday. Red line over blue. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. Wrong. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday at the latest, based on historical precedents, which has happened every single time, you're going to bottom. So whether it's at 92 and change or a little bit lower, who the fuck knows? This is a timing issue. Every single time in the last 10 years that it's happened, you get a minimum of a 45% rally off that low. And in 2020, you had a 17x move 5 days from when the death cross was initiated. You went from 3,900 on Bitcoin to over 60K. And while I'm not saying that's going to happen anytime soon, I am saying if you go with the minimum of roughly 45% off Wednesday and or Thursday's low, you're looking at $135 to maybe 150,000 end of the year, beginning of next. But I also want to go on record and say the following. If you're trading crypto, you better be willing to get the fuck out of Dodge when and if that happens. I think the first 6 months of next year are going to be very challenging. We're up 134% on the Qs from the 2002 low. That is a massive fucking return. And when this guy was screaming at people, literally all the way down to 400 on the Qs in April, we're up over 200 fucking points, AKA more than 50%. So I think this looks just like January of this past year, where we're probably going to rally into roughly around Christmas time. And then the first quarter could be potentially ugly, but therein lies your opportunity. Now, I know when I say that means none of you or almost none are going to fucking sign up. You're going to wait for the fucking turn next year. Too late. In fact, I had a guy, God bless him, for reaching out to me about a week ago. He goes, I've been watching you since the idle days. And when you said you were 25-0, I said, he's due for a loss. But I finally pulled the trigger at 30-0, and he's caught 19 fucking wins in the last month and a half. 19 wins, average gain 37%. Is there anybody out there? And tell the truth. I'd love to hear you in the comments. Is there anybody out there who's racked up 49 wins in a row? How about 25 in a row? I would almost guarantee the answer to that question is no. You need me on your side. You need to get the fuck on our team. I am the quarterback. I'm the one dropping back just like in high school and college to let her fucking rip, baby. And if you're willing to follow my lead and you can get along with a few hundred other people, you're going to make a fortune. And we're going to party every fucking year, whether it's in South Beach, oh yeah, or Vegas. There's nothing out there like it. And if you got a small business, you can advertise on the #1 small business directory in the world. Even after I removed 25,000 fake accounts, there's still over 75,000 strong. We get thousands of visitors every month. And if you have a premium account, you're on the homepage all day, you're first to come up and search. It's going to be the best, roughly $3 a day if you pay once a year and save 50% investment that you'll ever make. So in closing, Bitcoin should settle low, tradable, in the next 2 or 3 days. When and if it does, it's probably going to have at least a 45% move into the end of the year, beginning of next. If you're trading it, you're going to want to pull the ripcord in and around that time. I'll let you know, I've already done a half a dozen videos inside the Discord today alone. And with respect to the stock market, you've tested the low at 598 twice now on the Qs. Last trade 604 and change. It probably holds for a third time and coincides with the turn in crypto. But once we get into the end of the year, beginning of next, you better be taking profits from a trading standpoint. And I would love to be 25, 30, 35% or more cash so that if we do get a pullback or a rug pull in the first quarter, we are prepared not only from a trading, but an investment standpoint to be adding, you guessed it, to the Qs like we did down to 400 and SPY and IWM. And until next time, always remember that I love you and I hope to see you join us right fucking now in the pinned comment below.